Hi, this is Paul Evans from YourSignatureProduct.com, and we're looking at the signature sequence because when you're selling a $97 to $1,000 product, it's a little bit different, right? You're not able to come in and simply say, "Hey, go get this." Even with your signature product being priced at, to me, a very mid-level range, especially for the coursework that you're getting, it still requires some setup, some massaging, some introduction, etc., to make sure that people are really understanding what they're getting and being able to make that accurate decision. Any purchase, at least in today's world, at $100 or more, for 95% of the population, or maybe even a little bit higher than that, is not an impulse buy. It's something they have to think about, they have to consider. And so you need to make sure that, first of all, your product is going to be designed in a way that creates that, "I'm glad I bought this, I'm glad I'm involved with this." But we've also got to make sure that we prime the pump, and that's what this video is about. It's about really priming people, getting them in the spirit of expectation and wanting to be involved. So the first blank here is engage. How are we going to engage the audience? They've got everything else that's going on in their life. And typically, I run a launch for about 7 to 10 days. Now, there's some people that do a lot more than that. Some that do it a little bit shorter. It's hard to do it in a shorter time frame. And if you've got any of your affiliates or promoters that say, "Hey, I'll mail for you once," it's good for them to mail, but I would highly encourage you sending those people to an opt-in page, because if they're going straight to the sales page, chances are they're just going to look at it once, not be able to make that $1,000 decision. They're going to move on. So you have to engage them, and I usually do this in days 1 through 3. With the signature product, I focused on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday as the primary engagement days through some videos that I'll talk about in just a few minutes. But engagement is about piquing interest. It's about getting people maybe a little bit excited, but at least curious, at least wanting to know more. Engagement's about believability. It's about saying, "Okay, I see what the potential is here." It's about telling stories. As I mentioned in one of the videos about the guy that called me and left me a voicemail and actually shared that voicemail. That's part of engagement. The second thing we've got to think about is to educate. We've got to make sure that people are informed about what they're getting. Now, I don't always do a lot of heavy education until the sales page is really out. But I do like to educate as far as informing people what the product is. And I don't keep that a secret. The signature product, I said, is going to help you develop a product of $97 to $997 or $1,000. That's the frame. But I also know that a lot of people don't believe that they can produce a product of that caliber. So you have to educate them on the possibility, not simply on the features or what they're going to be getting, but you have to tell them what this is and why they have a right or responsibility or a need for this thing that you're producing. And that's pretty important, that you actually spell that out for them and educate them. So my first video was what is a signature product and 5.5.5 reasons that you need one. So there was education. The 5s were a little bit of engagement. So those are the heavy principles right out of the gate. Then there's going to be a decision made, and there's also going to be desire. So they've got to decide if this is really for them. And I think that can be done during the prime. Now, the decision really needs to be along the lines of "I'm in." Now, I actually got some criticism for this, and that is that I did not really get people to sign up and opt in first. I gave videos away. And I also said sign up to be notified of your signature product. Instead of doing a straight opt-in like you see so many times, it's really a setup, and then there's going to be an offer down the road, right? So people come in and they opt in under the guise of simply getting something free. When nobody opted in with me under any guise, I made it pretty clear, this is about signature product. And so the decision was made that you were at least interested in that, or at least interested in these videos, right? But there was not any hidden or curtain up front that tried to lead you down a road that you were not readily aware of. And I think that's fairly important. It's not the best sales strategy, because people automatically get their guard up a little bit and they're kind of like, I don't know because I'm going to be sold something. See, people are scared to death of being sold because they believe that it causes them to make a decision that they wouldn't have made. Instead of simply saying, oh yeah, I want that and I can see the value of that. So being engaged, educating, had given that decision to them, I believe really helps the process in these higher level products. Because you don't want to talk somebody into $1,000 decision and then regret it. You know, you don't want them to pull back and go, I wish I hadn't done that. If they are deciding on their own, you're not using any sleight of hand or any wild hype, then it should be a good, conscious, solid decision. And then desire. They should want whatever the end result is. They should desire whatever that end result is. With Signature Product, it's credibility, it's separating themselves from the marketplace, and it's making more money because you're going to have to sell less to make more. Because if you sell that ebook, well, you're going to have to sell about 1,000 of those a month, or you could sell about 10 of your Signature Product. To me, it's a pretty good difference, and I find that it's just as easy, if not easier, to sell that $1,000 thing as it is to sell 1,000 of something around $10 or $20. So it's something to think about. So at the end result, part of your priming process is to create that desire within your market that they want what it is that you are offering. Now, desire can't be based on your thing. It can't be based on, I've got these videos, or I've got this system, or I've got this blueprint. The desire is always based on the result. The reason I got the call from the guy that wanted my workout is because he desired a result. He desired my result. So you have to make sure that you're speaking in a desired result. Maybe your audience wants to take a trip around the world. Maybe your audience really wants to work less. Maybe your audience wants to hit a golf ball straight. And let me use that for example. They don't just want to hit the golf ball straight and long for themselves. They want to do that so that their buddies go, wow, or their buddies get scared, or they're going to end up winning some money. It's not all about the function of playing better golf. There's a lot of ego that's involved, right? So that's the true desire. You need to anchor in that true desire of your audience and what it is that they want more than anything else. So what are some of the ways that I did this week? One was with the MORE principle. And that's when I showed folks that on the level of 1 to 10, that if you were a 5, you had every right, if not the responsibility, of teaching those in levels 1 through 4. So that makes sense, right? And there's always more amateurs than there are pros. There's always more starters than there are finishers. And so that 1 through 4 level that you would be serving, if you happen to be a 5, and certainly you could serve them too if you were a 10, the truth is that there are a lot of people out there that need your help, and they've got the money to spend that $97 to $1,000, especially when they're starting out, because they need something richer to begin with, right? They don't need something small and focused that is going to help them answer that one tweak that they need because they're a level 8. But the level 1 is wide open. The level 2 is almost completely wide open. They've barely taken any steps, so they need the whole picture. So you're going to be able to serve them effectively. So that was part of engaging, educating, creating a decision, hey, yeah, I've got a right to do this, and a desire. I want to help those people. And then the authority myth was the final video that I shared. And the authority myth was all about you not having to be an expert. Well, this took a lot of weight off of people. I hear this all the time. I'm not an expert, I'm not an authority, and I don't have the background, and I don't have the degree, and I don't have X, Y, and Z. Well, that video allowed people to see, okay, all people really care about is the result. So by the end of this week, there were 3 videos, and some watched them all, and some probably didn't watch any of them. That's just part of the release process. But by the end of Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, they understood what a signature product was, reasons they needed one, why they had a specific market of why they should be serving a specific market, hopefully based on the MORE principle, and why you didn't have to be an authority in order to create your signature product. So a lot that was done in this opening sequence, but those 4 elements of engage, educate, decide, and desire are really going to help you prime your people to receive the offer. Now in the next video, we're going to talk about promotion. about when you actually hit the promotional days. For example, at the time of this video, this is the first day of the promotion of Signature Product. And so coming out of the gate, you shift gears a little bit, you do more selling and not quite as much engagement, education, etc. That you're hoping by then people have made up their minds and they're ready to move into the program. And so I'll see you in that next video when I release that tomorrow. As always, Paul Evans for YourSignatureProduct.com. Success is not an accident. Be blessed.